Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, my friends, we are doing our weekly interview, and it's going to be a scorcher. I hope you can hang around for KIDDKAIN is going to join me for the next 2 hours. We're going to open up with one of his tracks. This is called A Million Miles Away. Yeah! Hello and welcome to the show, my friends. I hope you're all doing good, yeah? You doing good out there? It's Friday here. Let me make sure all my sound's all good. So we had a new intro. I hope the new intro tickled your fancy. Something a little bit different, something a little bit metal. So we premiered it today with somebody who's just a little bit metal as well, and a little bit of everything. It is Friday morning here in Australia. I know it's a Thursday for the rest of you. I hope you've had a good week. Hope the start of your new year has been fantastic. And I want to thank you for spending some time over here on Moi's channel. Alrighty, we'll say hello to you all in a chat once we get into the show, as we normally do it about 30 minutes in. We'll do the hellos, let everyone get in, let everyone grab their seat, their popcorn, whatever it is that tickles your fancy. Mine's coffee right now in my unt mug. Cheers. There's something more than coffee in there. I think it's scotch. But... so, we're going to get on with the interview. I have been hanging to have this artist on the show for a damn long time, but it's got to be the right time, and today is that time. He is very diverse, very unique, covers a multitude of styles, and has a story that is going to captivate you all. Very, very excited to finally have on the show the artist that is called KIDDKAIN. And let's bring him on now. It could be an Irish coffee, Chris Lane. I see you there. Could be an Irish coffee. Let's bring him on without further ado, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, 3, tables and chairs. Pull down your undies and show us your hairs. Let's bring on the man himself. It is KIDDKAIN. Let's do it. Boom. Hey, my friend.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a long time in the making. How you doing?
Very good, Jade. Thank you for having me on here. I want to give a shout out to everybody. Say, hey, thank you for joining up on our show here, Jade, Starr. Much respect. I love you all. Big hugs to the fam. Let's
go. We're doing hugs already. Tell us a little bit about that song we opened with, my friend.
Yeah. Well, my partner in crime, DjLenny, DjLennyC guitars. He throws me a guitar track. It's how we start off on all our music. We've been jamming since we were kids, and something that we've never just strayed from. We've always kept that connection between me and him. And it's wild because as soon as he sends me a guitar track, I just do my thing. I just get in the studio, and then I just paint the picture with it, and that's how the tune comes out. And usually I'm into the darker music style, and more gothic and more heavy. So I kind of combine the two and just make it big, and you can feel
it. It's interesting because, like, I've been a fan for a long time, and when I remember when I first saw you bounce onto this scene here and this wonderful, vibrant YouTube community that we have. I was like, oh, here we go. There's another metalhead. But the more I looked into your music, there's such a broad scope of styles and stuff. Is there a reason for that? Is there an influence that drives you to create, to change and switch? Or is it just something that you need to do to keep, like, your brain moving?
You'll probably hear some dogs howling in the background. I got a bunch of puppies and dogs and everything here. It's a world here.
You've got a zoo, man.
I got a zoo, yeah, right now. But no, honestly, I don't have. It's really weird because it's how I felt when I feel it, and then I get into this kind of moment. It's really hard to kind of say how I write, but it's very. As I did it, like I had to kind of build up my craft to get to where every tune gets better and better. And there's a lot of artists that are like, I never followed much of music. Like I listened to a lot of heavy music when I was young, a lot of death metal music, a lot of gothic rock as well. So the type and the two, but kind of always stayed with me. It's one of those things that you carry on with you. I did a lot of shows, and
yeah.
I did Battle of the Bands. I always played in bands when I was growing up, and because we didn't have internet. I didn't have. I started with the rotary phone, on my mom's.
Same here, man.
Try ordering a pizza on a rotary.
It's hard. Do you freak out sometimes and go, man, how did we do all this stuff back then? Because, it was very different. I'm sure there's many people here in the audience who remember a rotary phone and how many times you would fuck up dialing that number. Did you think we would get to the stage that we're at now where you can just, on a phone make music?
Right.
Does that blow your fucking mind?
It does. But, also, I want to touch more about that because growing up, not having internet, not having it's simple rotary phones and stuff like that. I used to prank call my neighbor with the because they don't have traceable, and I used to order pizza from my neighbor across the street, watch them deliver a pizza. And they're like, I didn't order no pizza, because you can't call trace, you can't trace where it came from. All the things you could get away with, back in the day, right? But wild. And then but my father, my dad was like, my mom played the bass for his band. He used to make acoustic guitars when I was a baby in diapers and shit.
Right.
So I always watched him. He used to play he was a big Elvis fan. He used to curl his hair right in the front, like get the S curl like Superman, and wear the jacket. He used to patch something on the back, and I watched him grow up to that, and like smoke about 2 packs of smokes in like 5 minutes, and drink like a case and some whiskey in 10 minutes. It's like. But that's kind of my upbringing. I can have some puppies barking. I may let them out so they don't bark.
That's wild. It's so funny. We were talking before, and they didn't make a sound. As soon as you go live, they're like, "Hey, what about us?"
Well, here we are. Here we are.
KIDDKAIN, let's ask, what does music mean to you?
Everything. It's about passion. It's about your life. It's about people's lives. It's about connection. There's like everything that has to do with music is there. We've all cried about tunes. We've all laughed about tunes. We've all went crazy sitting in our room by ourselves and looking stupid and jumping around, I'm sure, And we've done it all. I mean, and that's where music takes you. And that's what music is to me, because that's why I never wanted to be in one genre of music. When you asked me, it's like, what, you can't, I've got multiple styles, because I never wanted to just follow one direction. I wanted to be all of it. I kind of wanted to incorporate everything: funk, fusion, metal, gothic, rock and roll, alternative rock, feeling music, stuff that you're going to feel, stuff that, parents can listen to, kids can listen to, and then there's music that, so dark that you don't want them to listen to. So it should be a whole plane of whatever you want to do with it,
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting being an artist like that, because I'm on board with that. I could never sit in one genre too long. I feel like I'm bored. But then as an artist who does that, sometimes it can go against you. I feel like that you release some music over here and people like this thing that you're doing. Then they're like, what are you doing with this shit? So it's an interesting thing that, like myself, I have like 7 bands, because if I put it all into one, it would just confuse everybody.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Do you recall the music that was played in your house when you were growing up as a kid?
With my dad's, I used to listen to him play the jamming around the table with a guitar. Him and his brother, and then the whole family. We'd be listening to like all kinds of music, from Elvis, Johnny Cash to you name it. The Grease movie, that when that came out, and just jamming. Like, he used to have tapes plus recording on little ghetto blasters to record himself. But I remember him having sheets. So he would write down the chords, and not only with the lyrics, but the chords as well. And then what happened from that, I just watched him. I'd be like, what are you doing? And it made me wonder. I'd always be dancing around, me and my sister. And then, my mom was in the bass, because they had to have some sort of lost their bass player, I think, at the time. And so my mom filled in, and she's not into anything heavy, it's really wild. But back then, she would have done that, and then she became operatic. She did a lot of opera, did stage shows, and then did that for a few years. So I think I better say my puppy should. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just gonna kind of let them out so that they don't kind of go crazy here.
Welcome to Animal Farm, everybody. We're all gonna get to see doggos. I think we're gonna get to see some doggos.
Yeah, they're gonna run around. They're at that mark now where I can.
Oh, look at this! Look at this behind here! Look at this, everybody. Doggos are out. Man, they've gotten big quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me let the dad out 1 second. Come on. Let's go. Hey, out. Out, man.
You got to love this show. Anything and everything can happen, you know. This is why I love YouTube, everybody, because who knew that we were going to have a dog farm running wild within the first 17 minutes of the show? Hey, I hope you're all doing good. You're all chilled. You're all happy. Oh, man. Maybe we'll do some hellos now while we're waiting. Should we do that? We'll do some hellos. We'll pull some. Here he comes.
Okay. Well, that's how you bomb an interview.
No, man, that's wild. Kid K9 says the DOA Kid K9.
That's the way to roll. I love it. I love it.
Oh man, I love it. I love when these kind of things happen, you know, because it's live television and we get to see an insight. Gee, you are. Let's just. I love jumping around, you know. And let's not ask the boring questions. Let's move somewhere else. How important are animals in your life?
Big time. I love animals. Well, let me tell you what happened. I was in July, day after my birthday in 2002. I was struck by 2 cars in a phone booth, and I was calling my girlfriend at the time, and she's also a musician, Lily Nazar. You can look her up. I've played one of her songs on the Hippie Show. And then what happened was that phone booth never really worked. But that day, all of a sudden, I put the quarters in, and I had a Coca-Cola flip phone, and I was gonna put the time on it with the card, but I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use the payphone. And then all of a sudden, I get to the payphone, and I put my glasses down like this. I put the glasses down on the table, and I sit back. I grab the phone, make the call. And then as soon as that happened, I looked behind me while I was like, hey, babe, it's me. Boom. I was struck instantly at 55 kilometers per hour.
What the fuck?
Because the van was trying to pull into the store when the car hit me, the van struck the car, and the car hit me right in the lumbar while I was standing in the phone booth. And the phone booth went down and crushed my dog's tail. It put me out because I tried to stop my fall, and my head smashed. I think it was my chin hit the concrete. That was it. I was out. I remember waking up with my foot in the wheel well of the car, stuck in the wheel well. It was like basically on top of me, and I could just hear all this noise going on, like chaos. Like my world's chaos right now with all these puppies. Right? You just hear noise everywhere, but. I had, the ambulance, police truck, people yelling, screaming, thought I was dead. The way I was all mangled up in this glass and all this shit. And then they were standing over top of me with a flashlight, saying, "Hey, are you alive here? You remember where you are?" And this and that. And then I was gurneyed up into the hospital. Spent 2 years straight of my life doing physio. I couldn't walk. I couldn't move. My back was all out. My neck, I did some wicked damage to my neck. Almost broke it. Shout out to my buddy Wild Dragon, who did break his neck, my brother. And shout out to Ian. I see him in there. Shout out to DjLenny. Hey, thank you for being in here, you guys. Other than that, no, that changed my life. I'm going to be honest with you. I was living street life. I was hardcore street life. I didn't have a path to follow. I was shooting for death by the time before I reached 28, and I was struck at 26, So you figure the path I was on was just brutal, right? So my dog was everything to me. And when he lost his tail because of that, he had blood loss and everything else, I slowed down. I slowed down myself because I thought I was going to lose him. And then the vets rushed puppy blood to him, and he lived to be 17 years. He's buried in my backyard here today. So I carried that on with me, and I'll never, something you can't replace when you have such a bond like that,
Yeah, look, we're living in a world where it seems like increasingly people are becoming more and more dog shit, and animals are becoming more and more like reliable. Maybe we should put dogs in control of this world, do you think we'd be in a better place?
I love it. I go in there, I kiss all the puppies. Like I've got like a couple left. I've had people are starting to buy them now, and you know, I'm selective. I had one person wanted to drive 4 hours, but they said I had my first puppy stolen from me. I was like, okay, red flag, no, you know, forget it. You know, I'm very selective because I want to be connected to where they're going to be and notice that they're going to have good homes. You know, so I've just started. They're just ready to go now, and that's where we're at with them. And but they're beautiful, beautiful pups. I know I'm not going to have them for too long, but it's everything's a time frame, right?
So tell us a little bit about this. So, you know, this accident, it seems like just the most freakish thing you can expect to happen. I mean, and that's what, you know, how long was the recovery of this? What was the process like? You know, what was going through your head through this time? Did you give up hope at any time? And was there something that brought you, was there something that brought you back?
Yeah, well, I had some boys there because like when I was on some, you know, the path was dark for me. Okay. And I met this girl, Lily, and she was we're partying together, but we connected like, you know, like soulmates, like, and something I take with me to my heart, you know, something is unreplaceable for our time frame. And, so when my accident happened, it's kind of weird because, it really did change my life. I had to go into the hospital. I had to worry about myself now. I couldn't just do the things that like I had to worry about my physical health, you know, and that I can't do the things I wanted to. I couldn't even do a push-up. I was walking with a cane. So that's how my name became Kid Kane. So I had some boys say that I was jamming with that I formed the band Narcotic Charm because I used to play guitar, and I jammed with them once before, and they seen that I was in the accident. They immediately drove down and came and grabbed me and stuff like that, and made me go live with them. So I lived with the band for 5 years, okay? And I wrote an album with Narcotic Charm, one of the best producers in the planet got to produce my album, and it was Nick Lagona. These boys took me in. They made sure they kept me, you know, healthy and, you know, guided me into a brotherhood and let's jam and let's make some music. And it's legendary because I still have them as my friends today, you know, and we created such a great album. I played lots of stages with a lot of bands. And when you get that ready, where you're stage ready, and you can do that every night of the week, you've done a lot of practice hours downstairs in the basement, you know. And I used to have like the top gear. I bought against Ben's head. I had an El Diablo 100 watt. It cost me like quite a bit of money for that, but it was one of the best sounds with a full stack too, with the Hughes and Kettner I think I had, and I think I kind of modded it with against Ben's. It was such a killer sound. And then when we're playing shows every day, I reached out. We were ready. Like I felt like my band was top. Narcotic Charm. We had such a great sound, such a great, you know, rockin', you know, vibe to us, and people were all coming, flocking to our shows. So we were kind of like the Niagara heavy rock band back then, and you know, connected with the tattoo scene because you know my boys they work actually. My singer for the band, Hank, he was he was a tattooist, and Head's Tattoo. I grew up with Head, and he's the big head honcho for the whole thing. You know, like he's my brother since I was a kid. So he would support us and everything we needed to do, and it was just a wild trip. So here we are, we're jamming. I'm making some headway with the band and that. And I reached out, like I said, to the biggest producer. I call up Nick Lagona. I said, hey, you know, he could have turned me down, but he produced the Bee Gees, Nazareth, Deep Purple, ABBA. He's got like all these Juno awards, and I'm sitting in the house now with my band, and I'm eating pineapple and I'm drinking beer with him and his wife, and thinking here, wow, we're using like he recorded our album, produced our album. He's not only did he produce our album, but he added his own keys on our album, so he's actually on our album, which is wild. And he used MC Hammer's switchboard, which is kind of wild too. He said he bought it off of MC Hammer. He was with Metalworks, and and always working with Ian Gillan all the time from Deep Purple. So funny story about that. I'm going to elaborate on that because when I was a kid, I used to travel on the trains, on the buses from Welland here. When I said Welland to Windsor, Ontario, across from Folk and Blueser and Feisty there. Shout out to them, my Pablo Island fam out there in Detroit. What up, Detroit? Yeah, because we. But when I used to travel, I used to have my little Walkman, little Sony Walkman, and I had 3 tapes with me that I bring when I was like 8 years old. Okay. And the first one was Nazareth, Greatest Hits. And I loved that album. I would listen to that every single day, all the time. This Flight Tonight, Hair of the Dog, Razem and Naz, just kick-ass tunes, right? I don't know. Maybe that's what kind of got me started into that kind of thing because later on, I actually got to meet the producer. I got my album produced by the same person who produced Nazareth, the same album that I love in my whole, kid life. And it's kind of wild. So I kind of got fruition. There it is, right there. I used to have that in the cassette every day.
Classic album.
Absolutely. So that's kind of my journey. And I got, that's kind of where my upbringing was. And I'm just glad that, everyone has a kind of a story and kind of a journey in the music thing. And that's what kind of kept me into it. I think some of those, going back and we had shitty earphones. We didn't have, you couldn't even barely, you just put any tunes, you just rocked with it, right? It was, let's go, right? But that's wild. One of the biggest things for me is to meet the man and produce my album back in the time frame. Well, and then we were almost signed by Goo Goo Dolls' manager because he set us up for a show in Toronto there for a kind of promote our album there that after he produced it. And lo and behold, we got our drummer there partying, and having a good time and stuff like this. And we couldn't get everybody together. We're all partying here. We're all partying there. We couldn't get a hold of our drummer. I couldn't get a hold of the singer. Couldn't get a hold of me. I was probably somewhere else, right? So all of a sudden we had this thing we forgot about and kind of messed it up for us kind of thing. And it was kind of stupid because we're too busy living the rock star life before you're a real rock star.
But, that happens when you're young, dumb, and full of cum.
That's it.
That's the way it is. Let's play a track and we'll come back, say hello to everybody. We're going to play Cold and Blue. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this before I hit the play button?
Yeah, this is a very heartfelt tune, Cold and Blue. This is about our world, our planet, and everybody in it. And you'll feel it with the music and the words that I script for this. I appreciate it. And let's play it, yeah.
Let's go. You ready, folks? We'll say hello to you all after this. Cold and Blue. Without You. Boom.
Sometimes I feel like we never even gave a fuck at all. Sometimes we fail, sometimes we lose, sometimes we can never ever seem to really pick and choose. Sometimes an heart's off cold, sometimes we all confused. Sometimes it feels like everything has died here without you.
That is one of my favorites. I remember the first time I heard that was just like, yeah, man, this is the shit. That was when I realized how diverse you are, and then I went through a lot more of your stuff after this. Was like, fuck. There's it's interesting. A lot of people look at people, they assume metalheads. That's all they are. They're surface level, right? And did you go through this when you were young, and people look at you and go, fucking metalhead? You grew up through the times that I did too, with the PMRC, and they wanted to they said we were like worshipping the devil and all this bullshit they were saying. It's like, man, some of the people in the metal community are some of the most soulful, beautiful, heartfelt, caring people you will ever meet. They may smell like shit and have long hair and look like dirt, but trust me, it's a community that is just incredible. Did you have to deal with any of that stuff, when inside you're something more beautiful?
Labeling, long hair, that's where it goes. You get kind of the label look and stuff like that. I'm gonna have puppies running around here, but no, you can leave them out. Leave them out. That's okay. Just leave them out. 1 second here. I got a little bit of a delay going on here. How come? Where is it coming from? Where I have this delay coming from, Jade?
No, I don't have anything on this end. I don't think anyone else is getting anything either. So
okay, all right. So don't know where this is coming from. 1 second here.
Got YouTube open?
No, I don't. I'm trying to find it. Oh, this is where I do have it open. Gotcha. Okay, now I can hear you. Sorry. Something clicked on and then it was delaying me again. Okay, I can hear you perfect. Thanks, Jade.
Yeah. Tell us about being a metalhead, man, and the bullshit that people may throw at you.
You long hair, you get tattoos, you kind of you want to be who you are. You want to you want to paint, and art, be an art, and people are going to label you. People are going to judge you. I've been judged all the time. Oh, this freak, this long-haired hippie, this drug addict, this he's angry, negative. All this. You get that, and it goes with the territory. And people, as soon as they know me, it's like, whoa, there's actually intelligence here, and there's a life, and love and passion, and that's what people got to discover about other artists, and that's as soon as you open the page, there's another page to keep going, and it's like a chapter. But I just brushed it off, dust off the shoulders. You got to get up. I've been down so many times, surgery after surgery, pain after pain. Like I said, I had just multiple hernia surgeries from jujitsu, because I took all my family in, we got our belts, and I really studied the martial arts life. So now I went so hardcore in that. I'm hardcore about everything I do. I bought actually mats from a wrestling gym out in Guelph, and I set up my whole bedroom here where there's puppies. There wasn't puppies before, but I set up my whole room. I could just jump off of my bed, my studio. Here's everything, right? It's huge. I got a huge room here. Like you can see around, like big. I got a fireplace in here. I got everything going on. So I used to have my whole room here as a dojo, with mats on the ground. but I used to always go over to Jarvis Street here, and I was part of Black Panther. I've got a blood red gi, and I started getting so hardcore. I got my ass whooped every day until I started studying it and started learning transitions, started learning the moves, started learning the characterizations of what comes next. How does this fall in? It's like a chess game. You got to think 3 steps ahead to get your opponent, you know? And so I went so far into that I got really, really good. I was starting to tap out. I even tapped out my senseis as a 7th degree black belt. And that's when I figured, whoa, okay, that's pretty wild. I never thought I'd be ever to do that because I grappled him so many times. But again, he told me something. He says, you could be a black belt, but you can act like a white belt. And the reason why that is because you'll get tapped out 1,000 times and you'll tap somebody out 1,000 times. It's all in learning. It's not about, unless you're in competition, then you really want to get the win or the prize. But if you're in training, you're not in competition. This is about learning. And so that's why I was like, oh, shit, that makes sense. So, you're not always going to tap out your opponent. You're not always going to beat your opponent. You're not always going to be better in life. And you learn that with discipline and that. And I just wanted to be really good at it. And then I started teaching my kids and that. And now my boys are bigger than me. And they loved it too, right? I kept them off of the streets and the drugs and everything else and the hardships of life. That's so easy to get out there and put them into dirt bikes, motorcycle, anything, get them into toys, get them into martial arts, get them into things that they can help care about themselves about more and achieve. So, that's all
Yeah. Hey, let's say hello to everybody here. We've got 38 souls who are hanging out with us today. So thank you all. Let's say hello to these folks. If you want me to call your name, gang, give me a shout, type something so I can find you all. We got Chad Freeman. We got Robbie Stingle. Roque is in the house. Hetriani, yeah. Mars Capone. We have 15th Bend. What's going on?
15.
You know what? 15th Bend sent me a photo this week proving that he's got eyes.
Whoa!
I saw his eyes, everybody. They're real. He's going to kill me for saying that. Pookie's here as well. Falcro's here. Chris Lane Sr., what's going on? We got DJ Big Red, Seagull Rock Squawk, Kim Hudden Hudson's throwing blankets around. Rebel Rocker, hello, shout out at work to you. 15th. That photo cracked me up, man. Russ 8889's in the house. We got Thomas Christ, Rainfield Music, Rhodey's Jam Cave. What is going on? We got the deep gravity. He's deep in gravity. Robbie Stingle, did I say you already? I think I did. Brad Example, another Canuck. Frank Terzo's here as well. Thank you, Frank, for the super chat as well. I did see you. Thank you so very much. Hugh Caldwell. Scars and Shadows. Who else do we have? If you want me to call you bitches, give me a shout now so I can grab your name. I know there's more people here, but the names are flying by. So, Mateusz, what is happening to you as well? Have I got you all? If I've missed you, I'll try and catch up. But hey, man, let me ask you this. We've got such a broad community here on YouTube, and it seems like there's a lot of talented Canadians. What do you guys have in the water that make you MFers so damn talented?
No, you're truly everyone that is coming out with that's Canadian music. Ever since I joined the hippie, I'm discovering more Canadians that just mind-blowing music, just incredible. Like Frank Terzo, right? How could you not love that guy? He's just everything song he does. I'm crying. You know what I mean? He's got me crying. I'm thinking of it when I'm sleeping at night, and he's hitting the just all those key points and music, and I love it.
He's the man of the year. Man of the
year. Absolutely. Like if we should have one of those belts going around, and
he needs a world title. Yeah. I saw
go, Frank, let's go.
Development of Void I saw was here as well too. I don't want to miss out. So we got Jesus in the house, motherfucker.
Hello.
Yeah, I see it more and more, man. Just is it the cold? Is that what? Because I used to live in Minneapolis, right? My first winter in Minneapolis was fucking shocking. I could not believe that my eyeballs were frozen. I'd never
Right
experienced.
now we got snow out here. Yeah, like Joe totally sorry to cut you off, Jay, but yeah, we wake up to like bird shit, right? So we gotta get that 15th bend back up on here and start warming us up with those feels, man. I'm telling you. Come on, 15th, you know it. Right. So basically, yeah, like when you're Canadian, like I go out sometimes. I can go out like this though because you're used to it eventually. Like a lot of people are always used to the warm day. Oh man, I ain't going out in that shit. Are you kidding me? Look at it out there. I'm calling in dead, right? But we don't even care. We just come out. We just do it our thing because you get used to it. And my car's I got a piece of shit car, so I kind of just tell it in my mind to start now because the cold, it doesn't want to do anything. So I'm like, okay, come on. I got my buddies trying to feel the nice spot of it. Hey, let's warm it up. Maybe it likes the feel spot. And I'm like, okay, come on, pleasure zone, let's go. But so. You get cars that breaking down here a lot.
Can I ask, let's go back a little bit in time now. Let's talk about some childhood stuff again. So I'm jumping all over the place today. It's my show. I'll do what I want. Do you recall the first album that you were given as a gift and the first one that you bought with little Kid Kane pocket money?
Yeah. Okay. So, well, I'm going to be honest there. I'll go the second question there with the pocket money.
Sure.
It was obviously I remember I used to put my room was like at first when I first started, I used to put all the posts, like I used to get all the metal magazines. I used to stick them on the walls. Like I had Axl on the wall. I had Metallica.
Were you an Iron Maiden poster collector?
Iron Maiden. I love the 666 Iron Maiden, the Beast. That's what that was such a kick-ass album. When I take that all in, classics were some of the things that you can never, you'll never. There's so much talent. Even them, they do it today. I think that I just seen their Iron Maiden just do something heavy now. They're still coming out with tracks today. He's like what, almost 70 years old or 70 years old or something like that.
It's amazing.
Right, Bruce Dickinson. So yeah, like like all of it though. And I used to listen to. I used to put before I could grow hair. I used to probably put towels on my head and picture that I had long hair so I could headbang with it, and jump around in front of a mirror because there's no internet. What are you gonna do? And then here's another thing. I'm gonna tell you back. My cousin David, right? So we grew up in Windsor. There, he had the Kiss vinyl album, right, on vinyl, right? The Kiss Dynasty, and you see Gene Simmons. We'd stare at that album with the blood dripping song, right? And then our favorite song was Detroit Rock City. So what we would do is we would be over at, we'd be listening to it because we're across from the other side, and we're going Detroit Rock City, like it's just over there. We travel sometimes from there to Boblo Island, which is like, you take a ferry boat, okay? And Feisty and Folk and Boozer can explain this to you from Windsor. You take a ferry boat from Windsor, you get on and you drive down, and people are dancing on this boat and drinking, and we're just like we're like knee high and we're running around or like in between all this, and then you get to this place. It's like Canada's Wonderland. It's like a big, there's all the rides there for kids and roller coasters and lounge that goes into the water. So it's kind of wild. And that's where we would, always picture that we were going to the concert and watching Kiss, but we'd end up in this place at Boblo Island as a kid, right? So, and we'd have a good time. But, and then this kind of changes up with me when I got into acting. So I got into, me and my Italian friend, Joe, shout out to him. We kind of influenced each other to let's go to Toronto. Let's go and get into the movies. Let's try it. What can it hurt, right? So we got into an international model and talent agency. We got into an actual agency. I had a photographer that photographed us. He brought, he took us on places all around Toronto. But he photographed all the top, like Marilyn Manson, Rolling Stones, you name it. Like he had his book with them. It was all professional. And so what we did was we got into Detroit Rock City. Like our agency calls us up, and then now I'm in the movie Detroit Rock City and another movie called Gossip with Joshua Jackson and I don't know, Cyclops. His name is James, but Cyclops guy from X-Men. I'm in the movie with him as well. It's called Gossip. You guys can check it out. I'm just an extra. Yeah, I got into a couple of extra major motion picture films, and I wanted to kind of roll with it and keep doing it. But to commute back and forth to Toronto, yeah, that's it right there. I'm in that movie there, and that's a wicked movie. It's freaking wicked. But yeah, this is shot at the there's a school scene right there. That's in Toronto. So that's the scene right there. You see them walking out. That's the scene that I was in for the extra there.
It's a lot of waiting around when you're in films as an extra, isn't it?
All day. You know?
It's
you get fed though. You get fed,
you get fed. And it's good too, isn't it? It's good normally. It's not shit food.
Well, you know, it's funny. I'm going to tell you because Joshua Jackson was a big star, and same with James. And they were like at the food table, and I'm standing over there, and I had some freaky contacts in my eyes at the time. I put these wicked, like I looked like a demon back then. I was a freak, right? And so they're looking at me, right? And I was wearing this. They gave me this this other shirt, not for the. They gave me this other shirt to wear for the movie, right? So I've got it on, and we're looking at me and my buddy Joe. We're looking at them. They're looking at us, and we're like, "Hey," you know. So we're like, "Hey, what's up?" Right. So we just walk over to the table, then we get to know them, and then we're off smoking doobies with them, and then we go back to the movie set. It was fucking hilarious, right? But it's cool. And then we got stopped. We got stopped by this big director, like he director's chick. She was like 7 feet tall in stilettos. She comes over. She's like, "Hey, what agency are you two with?" Because we're standing there. And I go, "Well, we're with International." She goes, "Okay, I want to take down your number for future options." Say, for sure, right? And the one guy with this white suit standing over on the other side, he's just looking at us, but like kind of looking like he's busy, right? I'm like, "Oh," so I caught the play. And then I look down. Now this, hear me out here. I look down to my left, and all of a sudden I'm looking. I'm like, "Holy fuck. That's Edward James Olmos," right? So I walk down, and if you guys don't know Edward James Olmos is, he's done a million movies, but he was the guy from Don Johnson's Miami Vice. He was the detective for Miami Vice, and he's a major motion guy. Yep, there he is. So that's him. So I started going to talk to him.
I'm quick, mate. I'm quick.
You're awesome. So. And then my Italian friend Joe has no idea who he is. And I'm like, I'm talking, I'm like, "Dude," I'm like, "This is Miami Vice right here." He's like, "Oh,
man, he was in Battlestar Galactica as well. I just watched a documentary on Battlestar Galactica yesterday. What a rad show that was. Yeah,
he's
man.
The man. It's awesome.
Dude, I love where we went with this. My question was, what was the first album that you got?
I know, look at me go, right?
Dude, this is the wildest interview. I'm having so much fun right now.
So,
you rock, my friend.
yeah, I think it has to be the Guns N' Roses, because when we heard it when I was a kid, it was "Welcome to the Jungle."
Yeah,
okay?
man.
So when that tune came out, I jumped off my bed. I said, "This is the shit. Let's go." So I had to get it, and that was the first with my money that I bought for sure.
Dude, what a good album it was too. I remember when it came out, because I was a bit of a death metal head by that stage, and everyone was jumping, going, "This Guns N' Roses, man! Welcome to the Appetite for Destruction. This thing's wicked." Yeah. But it didn't take off at first. For like the first 7 months, it did nothing. It didn't move the needle anywhere. But in the metal scene, people were on it, and then all of a sudden, bang! It just fucking blew up. And by the time it blew up, it felt like I'd had it for like 8 months or so, and was like, "What? People are getting into it now?" It was strange how it didn't take off, and then it just happened. And then, man, they were just everywhere, you know.
Another big influence on my was Danzig. I'm a really big Danzig Misfits fan. I was in the punk scene too for a while. And Glenn Danzig, he wrote a lot of kick-ass tunes. The Lucifuge album is one of the best production tunes you'll ever hear. If you like the blues heavy, grab that album, sit back, and just listen to it, because it will blow your fucking mind. That's for sure.
Yeah, totally.
sure.
You know, I think Danzig for me was the artist who, like, if you were into like singers, like I love Elvis and I love Roy Orbison and stuff. He was like the taking that and turning it into hell, the hell version
Yes.
of Elvis. You know,
Yeah,
and
totally.
have you seen that documentary he did? You know, the one where the one where the guitarist, what's his name? He's sitting behind. He's in a jail cell, and they say to him, they say, what's your guitarist's name? And he's like, I call her the bitch. Oh my girlfriend! Oh my girlfriends are jealous of her. And the guy's like, how many girlfriends do you have? And he goes, I don't know. It's like, it's so wild, man. They're such rock stars. They were, you know.
And then Glenn standing beside his books. This book here.
Yeah.
This book here. You know.
It's so bordering on. It's bordering on like genius and wanker at the same time. It's
Right, yeah.
very it's very wild. So
Yeah,
let's
totally.
talk about school. So when you were young, did you have the opportunity to learn music? Was there in your Canadian school? Was there? Did you learn the recorder?
Awesome. Let me tell you what. No, I skipped the recorder, went straight to drums.
Good.
I was the drummer for the whole entire my music career. My Miss Brown, she's my music teacher in school, and if I didn't skip school, if I wasn't at school, I'd be in the music room. So I wasn't in any other classes. They would find me in the music room, right?
Yeah.
I'd be playing the drums and just going like, and I learned to read music. I learned to play jazz, Christmas songs, you name it. But then I became really good on drums. I just kept playing. I got 2 kits here. They're put away right now, but I could put it together and put like a big double kit together, and, you know. But I loved it. I really studied drums for a while. I could do double kick, and I was really quick and really, really good. I did Bob Aran. If you ever listened to the first very stage show performance with my music teacher was Bob Aran. And if you know that's got like an 8-measure drum solo right in the center of it, well, that's what I had to do. And I got a standing ovation during that time frame for it. So I think I was on point.
Nice.
Right?
Let's play.
But I never.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I never like that, but that's just not that. I played every instrument too, like my father, right? I play guitar, I play bass, I could slap funk on bass all day, drums and keys, you name it. So I just always like to play around and never stuck to one kind of instrument. But I learned to like kind of get really good at each one because in case I wanted to write this here, that there. And that was kind of all my plan, is just to record and play in bands my whole life. So
I think you need to be these days. Let's play a song and we'll come back and talk about singing because I'm really interested to hear about your singing. So we're going to play Tattoo Heart. Let's just play it. We'll come back and talk about it in a second. You ready, guys? Let's do it now. Boom.
Worship the rails. of my soul. Into the ghosts of my heart. To the visions of the apocalypse. And the gates of desire. To this violent world, baby. To the devil incarnate. Tattoo city, tattoo skin, tattoo life, tattoo world, tattoo eyes, tattoo soul, tattoo everything, tattoo heart, tattoo city, tattoo skin, tattoo life, tattoo world, tattoo eyes, tattoo soul, tattoo everything, tattoo heart, tattoo city, tattoo skin, tattoo life, tattoo world, tattoo eyes, tattoo soul, tattoo everything, tattoo heart, tattoo city, tattoo skin, tattoo life, tattoo world, tattoo eyes, tattoo soul, tattoo everything, tattoo heart, tattoo life, tattoo heart, tattoo heart, tattoo heart. We're gonna give it there. We're gonna give it there.
Fuck. Yeah. That was rad. Man, well, look, I'm a body modifier. As you can tell, I still got so many piercings in my face. I can't, nearly every part of my body has had a piercing in it at some stage. There's holes in me you can't even see that, man, and ink as well. Like, I think I even have a tattoo inside my mouth. Look at that.
That's wicked. Nice.
You know what they say about these two? When I got it done, she was like, "These don't last very long." And I was like, "I don't give a fuck. Who's going to see it? It's for me, right?" But this thing has lasted since I think I got it done in 2009, and it's still crystal clear. And you know what the secret was?
That's wicked.
As soon as I got it done, I went and had it. I threw a handful of salt in my mouth,
Oh yeah.
and it cured it.
That probably helped.
That's
Probably
what
helped you
that's what the
faster,
tattooist
yeah.
said. She said swallow a mouthful of salt, it'll be fine. And yeah, so body modification tattoos, that stuff sings out to me because fuck man, if it can be pierced, I'll pierce it.
I used to have my labret right here. I used to have my labret done, but I used to, like the kids, I stretched it so much I could spit water out of it. And then I took out all my piercings and I just never put them back in. But yeah, I still got the scars, and you know, I've had a few. Did my nipple as well, but that kind of caught on my sweater every time or something, and I was like, oh man, right? So, but the best thing, one of the coolest things is I got like twin dragons tattooed on my arms. But then when you put them together, it's like,
shit, yeah, that's awesome.
so you know, I'm kind of part of, you know, got a lot of legendary tattoos by head. This is my virus. It's actually one of my songs on my album there. I have that tattooed on my neck. It's basically it's what we are, you know. I am my own you know, complex virus or whatever I am, but that kind of roll with me, and I kind of be the art that in my words, and you know, kind of be what I write.
It's interesting how people look at ink over the years and how it was always associated with a bad kind of person for some reason, you know, where now I see a lot of people covered in ink who I wouldn't have expected to, maybe from school and stuff, because it is an art. It is I know I personally, we all have our different motivations, but I ink because that's my story. My body's a piece of art, and this is how I tell my story, you know. It's like I got this put on my arm so when I die, I can be identified.
That's wicked. I see that.
Just scan me.
Go
I'm
for
dead.
it.
Scan me. You'll find my name. I'll never be a Jane Doe. So tell us about singing. So you're picking up all these instruments, you're playing all these instruments. Was singing a thing that you wanted to do? Because you have such a really strong and unique and very individual voice. Like as soon as I hear you, I know it's you. That's a hard thing for a lot of vocalists. Did singing come naturally to you?
No, like it's kind of weird because I look back at some of my recordings and I have some of those things I do now, and then some of the things I'm like, whoa, we should have thrown that out a long ago. But it takes a lot of different, trial and error, and then as I go, I'm finding that I have different ranges in my vocal aspects, and I could just kind of play along with that. And the more darker, the better it is for me. And so I kind of like that, that kind of feel. I feel that there's kind of tunes that I've thrown away that were just some of the best vocals I've ever done. But to me, it just wasn't the fit for what I'm doing. So I know what I'm capable of and I know where I can go. And that's why kind of like 2024, I really want to hit those. I really want to kind of explore further, as a musician and with my vocals and kind of test out how far can I go with it. Lowering ranges, highering ranges, combining, layering both of the voices together, things like that. So harmonizing with your own self is kind of the idea. But again, I never thought of myself as I think of myself as a shitty singer all the time back in the past because I'm just developing my craft, and I never thought it would be to this level where I am today, where I'm comfortable. I'm not saying that I'm great or anything, but I'm honestly, as I'm a humble musician, I never try to shoot for anything that's out of my expectations, but I really do push the boundaries, and that's kind of where I want to roll with it. And I want to test myself. It's like testing yourself and see where you can go with it. And you can't do that unless you're in it, and you got to spend a lot of hours just to trial and errors. And then sometimes a song, I'm going to be honest with you, a song will just hit me like Carpe Diem, for instance. Lenny sends me the guitar track, and I start adding the music and stuff like that, and the keys that I do, because I always layer the keys and I add little things here and there and build a song for the music first. And then I said to myself, I want to do this in different languages. I want to kind of do this in like a total different language. How can I challenge myself? And then it hit me with the poem, because it's a total classic $1,600 poem, or 1,600-year poem that comes back into play, and the meaning of that today is just crazy. What's the matter, baby? Oh, you're over here. Oh, I got stuck here. I got a little puppy here. 1 second. But yeah, so that's kind of the
We've got a stuck pup, everybody. We've got a stuck. This will be the right time to run an ad. every day during the show, we run an ad. So while we're getting the stuck puppy fixed, the ad has been run. You may or may not get an ad. If you'd like to avoid the ad at the top of the hour each day, you can become a YouTube Premium member. You got to love a good segue, folks. There you go. So it gives us time to run the ad. People can watch it. Then they're not going to miss anything while you fix up puppy. We got doggo action, folks. You wanted it. Man, aren't they beautiful? Damn. Look at that. I almost want one, even though I know I can't afford one. They say here's a new meaning for dog piling right here. Man, I'm going to say this now. Look, I've been looking at, and oh man, sometimes you fall down, you look around your house sometimes and go, oh man, should I get an animal? And I've been looking at animals the last couple of months, and I didn't decide on one, and then I decided against it because you know what? I can't even afford to feed myself at the moment properly. So you make a decision to not get an animal because of that. I think there's not enough people in this world who don't think like that and just get an animal and then they don't realize how much it's going to cost and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I would love to have one.
Feeding them out for two, and I feed them more mouths, and yeah, it does get costly, and then you put your heart and soul into it, and then something happens. Now, it's breathtaking. You know, it's
Yeah.
like a life loss, and I went through that, and you know, I guess that's where kind of I just lay down my guard, and now it's just too easy for me. But I'll have my life back very soon as soon as I find some home. But then I can get back into recording the album again. So, but no, it's you know, everything's for a short period of time, and life, you know, changes. My life's always busy though, like this. I always like some sort of something crazy or chaotic in my life, and then I could actually relate it somehow, and I get all those emotions balled up, and then I'll pour it into a song, you know, tattoo heart, let's go, right? So
Kim Harding Hudson says, still cheaper than a kid. Yeah, I agree. I can speak for the truth for that. Did you know? See, Ron Ward did his show the other day, Kid Kane, and his dog did something.
Does the job, man.
Did something
Thank
unique.
You. And I just want to say that the way I
Look at that.
use
wow,
Logic through Ecamm to stream,
His dog
it kind of requires me to use
His
Logic
dog-
Pro.
took a piss all over his guitar live on the stream. It was awesome, and I captured it. So
wow.
it was wild. I love stuff like that. So, were you in a school band or anything like that? Did you start a school band? Did you play gigs in front of the school or anything like that? I'm interested to know.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that you asked that because Lenny there, he's my guitarist for many years since we were young. Yeah, we did the school. We did, what did we do? I think like Knocking on Heaven's Door. We did like 3 tunes with a couple of the school kids in my class and stuff. And there was actually a battle of the bands going on, and we just slammed it together because they're like, hey, Kid K plays bass. Let's just get him over here, you know. And so I just, okay, here's the tunes you're gonna do. So I just stand up on stage, and that was like kind of the first thing. And we just slammed it together that day because everyone was all ready. We had nothing fixed, right? So like we just put everybody together and kind of just made it happen. But yeah, we had fun. We always talk about that time, you know, the very first time you get on stage with all the kids in school.
And what about the young ladies at school? Was that a thing that you got up and played, and all of a sudden you're like, hang on a minute, there's a way to hang on. This is a way to meet women.
Well, what we used to have is now I used to roll with like a big boy, like my buddy CP. He was like the biggest one in school, right? And I used to roll with him. Now he'd go around, he'd be like, had his hand out, just collection for Friday night's party. You guys are donating. So everyone's like, yeah, here you go. And I'll be there with beer, you know, and we're like, yeah, see you there, guys. Let's go. And then we'd have this big ass party all the time. Police would show up. We'd be running, back door, and then as soon as the police come, we'd go back into the other door, and then we're back in and partying. But everybody who got kicked out, now we got all their beers. You know what I mean? Because they bought all.
It's funny, man. I look at you, and I don't know if anybody else sees this. I remember the first time I saw you on cam on a stream, and I was like, man, he looks like a rock star. Like I've never looked like a rock star. How do you pull off looking like such a rock star?
I don't know. I don't know. Thank you very much. I'm humble.
I think some people just have a natural rock star look. I every time I see you, I just go, man, that dude looks like such a rock star. It's true. Even 15th Ben says, yeah, 100% rock star. Look, you either got it or you don't, I think,
Well, and you guys, I mean, myself, I never worried I always kind of played along with my character and to be it, ever since my accident. Like I said, I could have been dead that day. I was struck at 55 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
And you only got one life after that to realize, to make it or break it, baby, because this is where we're at. And that's what I told myself. I said, you got to slow down and do what there's a calling to you. I felt it, because the boys came pick me up and like, man, get the fuck over here and get off the shit and smarten your shit up and let's go and let's do this. And I had to sober up and I had to do it. And I spent the time and wrote an album, and there's videos on Narcotic Charm. Like we got lots of there's a couple of videos, a lot of home videos, how we developed over the years. on stages and stuff like that. I went for one of the times I'm playing guitar. I cut my hand while I was playing. I was bleeding all over the guitars, but everyone was shouting. You know, they loved it. You know, more blood, the better. We're like, oh, okay, you like gore stuff? Yeah, okay. But but that's it.
I'm going to play some Narcotic Charm next, actually. So, but before I play it, it's interesting. Like, I think this sounds horrible. I hate saying it. I wish more people could experience something really tragic happen in your life, right? Even though I don't wish that on anybody. I hope people understand what I'm trying to say. When you're confronted with something that is just really life-changing, be it health, a shock to your health, like an accident, I don't wish it. Seriously, I'm not saying I want this to happen to people, but when you are faced with these things, it really is the fucking awakening that it changes you, and all of a sudden you find a path. You know, I hear it a lot. I've experienced it a lot. You are on a path of kind of destruction, and then something happens that's just major, and
it shocks your spirit to realize, to take the time and go, listen, you got one chance, and I don't know what it is. It's a higher power or whatever it be, but it's like being struck by lightning to me, because that day it could have been dead. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been in major accidents, you know, or something like that. But I really had to tell myself, because I was famous for in the mix in the party scene. Like, everybody wanted me to be there for the party scene. And as soon as I took myself out of the game, it's like, where were you? Where are you? You know, and it's like, no, man, you go do your thing. I'm not into that right now. You know, just leave me be. You know, I got to fix me. I got to fix me. Otherwise, I'm not going to be me, you know, and I'm not going to be alive to do what I'm doing. And that's the kind of the wake-up call. Well, you're spending times in the hospital, and I'm telling you, all your feelings, you're trapped with your own inside fucking feelings, and you got nothing more than say to yourself, you better smarten the F up or you're going to be dead. And it took me to that road where people grab parts of the phone booth. They thought I was actually dead. Like, and then they see me like a week later and I'm walking with the cane and I was walking down the street. They all came out of their house like looking like I'm a ghost. Like, you're alive, dude. You're fucking alive. Like, my husband's got the phone booth inside in his bedroom right now. I'm like, what? Like, wow, God, come over, give me a hug, you know? Thank you so much. You know, that's what people, you understand, like, even though we walk, you know, we don't understand how many caring people are out there. They just wait for a moment to be there for you in your dire need. And I had my dog. I didn't know because I was going to the hospital that day. I had people take my dog for me, and they're watching my dog because they knew where I lived. And they said, we had your dog safe and sound for you. He's injured, and we waited for you to get home and everything else. And boom, you know, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Big hearts are out there, you know.
Let's play some Narcotic Charm. The song you sent me, Unglued. Let's play this. We'll come back in a moment. You ready, my friends? Let's do it right now. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Fuck yeah, man. Dude, I was thinking when it was on, and I was thinking, dude, you look like fucking Andrew Wood. And then Mars wrote it in the chat too. Were you a big Mother Love Bone fan at all?
I listened to it. I wasn't much into that, but yeah, like, no, people would say I kind of look like that, or a couple of different other artists out there. But yeah, it's one of them.
I love
But
old school
no,
stuff like that. That was a rad track.
right, and that's the feeling you get on stage. Just get out there and rock your socks off and have fun with it. I'm not no mean machine guitar players like Hetriani or Mr. Rock out there, but I'll tell you, those guys can lick. You know what I'm saying? That's wild. I'm totally inspired by that.
And when was that released? When was that?
Well, that was just after my accident and stuff, like in 2004. I believe I was struck in 2002, like 2 years, worked hard on it. And then, so during that recording, now this is how I blew up on YouTube, okay? Because during that recording, I recorded a song. Like, we first went to Hamilton with Robin Obey. He did the first mix down, and we spent the time with him. And the first time we're there, we're lighting up, we're rolling up, we're lighting up, and all of a sudden the alarms are going off because there's this billows of smoke. We're narcotic charm. We're gonna show up with a big fat sack and and some brews, right? So we came in, we partied it up, and then all of a sudden we have a photo, okay? Because the fire truck showed up. The first hour we're there, we had the firemen, and we're recording. We're trying to get into the recording the tracks. Yeah, those firemen, they posed a picture with us. They're standing there all with us, and that was kind of cool, man. They were like, hey, you guys sound wicked. They were hearing parts of the track when they were coming up trying to shut the alarms off, right? And they were digging it. So, no, and then that's where we first started. Then it went off to Nick Lagona, and then he just mixed and mastered after that with our album. But that's more raw, that recording there. I think it's the produced albums. That's not the one that's produced fully produced, but that's just before it. That's the Robin Obey mix that we had. Now he's produced a lot of different cool cats too that are big as well, and that's why we went with him. And so we're loving it. And then we just took it to a new direction. As soon as I called Nick Lagona to mix and master it, then that's the guy, and of all life. And then just to be in the same zone as, like I said, Nazareth, that was just a big trip for me, because that fulfills something, part of your childhood, to like the full circle of, like, the full loop. Somewhere your destination meets here, you know what I'm saying? You started here, then it ends up here in this part of your life. And I've been on many journeys like that. It's like where you end up is pretty wild. So you just go with it, right? Like yourself, Jade, you were telling me how many, like, you actually were on stage with Faith No More, right? How many people get to the opportunity to be with Mike Patton and interviewing and stuff like that. And you got in that mix for the time frame, and that was part of your moment. You know what I'm saying? For that time frame,
Yeah.
or meet people, right? But you realize, even how good they are, they're just like us, right?
Oh,
Dave?
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. When I was young, a lot of people probably haven't delved into my backstory, and I've played with some pretty cool bands, and I've had a very lucky life, playing music. But yeah, they are. I remember like hanging out with Faith No More on their Angel Dust tour and saying to Mike Patton, we were at his hotel, saying, "Man, you must be loving this, doing so well." And he was like, "We're broke." We're broke. We're here in Australia touring. We got no money. Our music's all over the radio. We got no money. And you just realize that, fuck, man, these people they're just you. They're just, we put them on such high pedestals. Is there a way to get a hold of this past band of yours to get that music of Narcotic Charm anywhere or not?
Yeah, we got a Narcotic Charm channel there. I think it's on Facebook.
Right.
That's where the spot would be.
Well, speaking of getting music, I'm going to pivot, because you today have made available to everyone here, especially for this. It looks like you've released this today, folks. I'm going to post a link here in the chat. But you want to tell us about this album you've released today just for this? Let me post a link.
Yep. Yeah. Well, Metalhead Hippie. When I was on live with him the other day. Shout out to Metalhead Hippie. I see you out here. Respect.
Big Jeff.
He was asking me. Yeah, he was asking me. You know, kid, what you got planned? What's going on? I said, well, you know what? I really want to kind of put down an album that's just a collection of all like I think the most driven, most very passionate rockin' tunes, you know, the best ones that I did over the years with, you know, DjLennyC here and a couple other cats there and myself. And I've actually got I put on the Never Tear Us Apart, the collab with Colorful Energy. She's such a great spirited rockin' musician. And that tune it's just mind blowing for its time. So I'm glad that she actually accepted to do that with me. So I put it on the album. I put it cheap because I figure I want to be part, like I want to be on your coffee book table, you know, I want to be that book or that CD, you know, I want to be in your homes, like welcome me in your homes, everybody. And that's why I put it for $5, 20 songs, you know. I'm not out to make a living off of this, but I want to be part of you and I want you to be part of me. If you're rocking with me, I'm rocking with you. And that's been my motto from day one, you know, and ever since I started to get in this with the metal hippie community, it just I supported everybody. I just I'm blown away. This is I've never noticed how good this can expand and how we can actually, if we keep connecting with each other, we can actually break the YouTube internet because there's so many of us in community. We're starting to like build it, and it's like, you know, what do they call that? Pyramid, you know. And then what happens to a pyramid? It gets bigger and starts growing, and everybody's still remembering everybody. We're like a big family now. And that's what I feel with everybody in here because I go to people's channels, I listen to them, and I see them on the live, and I talk to them every day. Now it's like everyone's like a family, you know. We're like a big family community here, and I'm ready to support your next move. I want to see what you're going to do, and I hope that you're wanting to see what I'm going to do, and in the same aspect, you know. It's wow. So that's what I did. Put my face out there, you know.
Yeah, man. Go and grab the album. It's $5, and look, it's got all of the best tracks on here. It's really nice. I bought it straight away. So we've posted the link in there. I'll add it to the description after the show because it wasn't live until we started. I agree 100%, my friend. It's like we are living in a time now. I say this on the channel all the time. I wish the rest of the world could look inside and see this. I mean, they can if they wanted to, but just the kindness and all the stuff that goes on in this community, it's kind of what the rest of the world should be doing. They need to take our medicine. We're leading the world, you know. What do you think? All of us for president.
That's what I say. And so it happened to me because in that recording, I'm going to get back to that with you, Jay, because when I was in the narcotic era, one of the songs, Marijuana Soldier.
It's on like Donkey Kong. It's on like Donkey Kong.
Well, that's all crazy over here. Hey. But Marijuana Soldier, I wrote a song. It was a hidden track. It was just an acoustic track. I wrote it one day because marijuana actually saved my life. To be honest, from my accident, the doctors have given me hundreds of pills per week. Right, I'm on all these pills. They give me a pill for this, a pill for your feeling, a pill for your nausea, a pill for to be numb, a pill to be dumb. Like I had it all. And I didn't even know I was walking zombie after that. I didn't know how many pills I'm on, taking, you know, at least 12 pills a day. And it's like, whoa, now I'm not feeling like myself anymore, and it ain't right. So what happened was I started saying, yeah, I got to get off all those pills that they're saying for my accident. And I switched to marijuana, which actually very much helped my life and my soul because then I didn't have to take that. It just covered all my pain. I could do that. Bada boom, bada bing. Now I had the issue at the time because it wasn't that legal down here in Canada. We had all the red tape. It was just starting to become legal. So I'm the one who pushed the boundaries with writing the song Marijuana Soldier. Now, Marijuana Soldier is at like 1.4 million hits out there. Like it would take you a month to read all the comments on the page. Like I reached out with that song to a lot of people, and it's one of the shittiest recording. It's a simple tune. It's just like, I can't believe that it got 1.4 million, to be quite honest. And the comments though, just it rocked my soul because they're telling me how that it got off of them off of drugs, how it saved their life, how it benefited them, and how my song just reaches to their soul because of that. And the time frame, it just was, I was blowing up, man. YouTube was like sending me $100 cards, like, you need to put ads on your shit here because you're blowing up the internet. And I was like, yeah, I don't know what to do with all this stuff. I just put a song out on YouTube at the, and let it roll. And then I seen Warren Buffett or somebody try to stamp my music, try to claim that it was his copyright. So that's why I had a problem with YouTube, because I'm like, who's this guy trying to say it's my music? I got my lyrics here. I wrote, I've got everybody in the witness in the studio that when I recorded, like, I've got all the alibis I need. This is my damn, like, who else would write a song like this, right? On the planet. So, who's this guy to look him up? He's some old rich guy. And then he was starting to, yeah, like, he's got billions of dollars. What does he want with my fucking song, man? I'm like, fuck off, right? So then I see that he's also in a Disney, he started stamping Disney on YouTube, started Disney songs, saying he owned Disney music now, and Disney's suing him his ass off. And I said, I was messaging back and forth to emailing to YouTube saying, get this guy off my shit. Like, this is stamping my music, right? This ain't happening, right? We apologize, all this and that. So they did somehow. It took them like 6 months. With the class action lawsuit, they removed him from all of YouTube altogether, I guess.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing with that. But I never expanded on it, like, didn't put the cards, I didn't accept the cards, because of that, because they were stamping my shit and I didn't know what's going on, I didn't know how to use it, whatever. They were trying to send me money, I didn't know what to do. Like, oh, whatever. But and then that just blew up. And then I thought, let's just keep rolling with it. Let's just keep rolling with these kind of wild ideas that I have that are out of the box and see where it lands. And then that's how I kept going with it and developing my more vocal tones and better recording. You move up in your studio and then you just move up in music, right? As you grow. So that's where I'm at today. I appreciate everybody who thumbs up for my, for the album there, and anybody who takes it today, I'd appreciate you. Blessed to you. Thank you very much.
Speaking of getting high, segue. Let's play I Be High, the official video, Kid Kane Music. You ready, folks?
Boom.
Let's do it. I lost the plot there for a second. Hippie asks, when does it go live? It's live. I purchased it, so it's got to be live.
Ready. Yeah, it's ready.
yeah.
Now it should be, I think. Yeah. I can double check it after for sure, make sure it is.
We'll double check. I know I purchased it, so we can double check. Let me check again. Let me go over to the site. Well, I can't check because I've already paid for it. So there we go. But it is live. You can purchase it now. Yeah. It still says
Pre-ordered it.
It still says pre-order, but if you just click on it, you should be able to pay for it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Because
Maybe it's a time frame for the day because it's today. It'd probably be a certain time frame, but it does say pre-order. I'm looking at it now as well. I don't know how to change that. If there a way that I can?
Yeah. Well, I did it down. I still can't play it. Yeah, so I can't play it yet. If you make it, I think you can go into your thing and make it live, so you can pay for it now. But I still can't play it. I don't think, even though I own it. There you go.
Okay, so how do I change that here?
No play button. I already got it too, says Hippie. Yeah. So I think you've got to go into your settings and then make it live.
Let me see here. Yeah, I'll check into that. Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought it would do it automatic. I guess it won't, right?
Yeah, maybe I've never done a pre-release on Bandcamp before. So,
Oh, here's his release pre-order now.
yeah,
So
do
can I
it now. Do it now. Do it now. Let's go. We're doing it now.
All right, it's released.
All right, let me check. I'll do. Hey, I can play it now. Look at that. There you go.
There we go. Thank you for helping me with that. Because I'm
Thanks, Jeff. Jeff is the Bandcamp expert. You know. I remember when he first got into Bandcamp, he was like, "Oh, what is this shit? Boom, I don't know." And now the dude just owns every goddamn album that comes out. So thank you, Jeff, for that. You rock. Let's talk. How do you make music? What's your studio setup? What gear do you use? What DAW do you use? Is it a computer? What is it? Tell us the story of how you record things.
Yeah, it's just a PC. I stuck with one program. Like I used to use a lot of different programs, like a lot of instruments too. Like I have Korg keyboards and micro chords, synthesizers for all my keys and stuff like that. I also use like internal. Also have an what is it called? Axiom 61. I use that for a lot of my studio keys as well. If I'm doing anything external that I would plug in, I'll use my micro Korg keys. But when I'm in my studio, I've stuck with the same one. It's called Mixcraft. It's the simplest one. I first started. I stole it for free, and then I started paying for it because I know how to use it the best. And and then once you're stuck with one thing, like I have had different ones. I've had Fruity Loops. I've played with Propellerhead. I've played with a lot of different programs, Rebirth, a lot of Steinberg, Cakewalk, Cubase. I've tried all those, Nuendo, and then I realized that, Mixcraft just had what it's working for me. So I just stuck with it. And then as the new releases come, I always get the better one and pay for it. So I have everything accessible to what I need to do. And it works. And that's how I simplify that. And it gives me less is more type feel, and then I could just go in and paint the art that I do. And that's just the way it works. I also use I used to use drum machines back in the day. I had a Lisa's drum machine. I used to love that thing. I used to plug it to a bass cabinet. But I've got a full range gear here, like for a live setup. It's all plugged away. I've got like a full, like all the speakers, the monitors. I've got monitors. I've got drums. I've got, guitar. I've got a line 6 with I've got a lot of stuff here that's ready to if we never need to do a play like stage stuff again. We can probably put it together enough. Everyone kind of blends together. But yeah, and that's why I'm also a metal singer for another band called All That Suffer. It's on Facebook. If you can find some rare stuff of us, it was just a local thing, and I do like real metal type vocals, but with a good feel. Like you can actually groove on it too, right? Because I got a bunch of really excellent, talented musicians around here that are always at my, always brotherhoods, and when you you start out as a musician, you start getting more friends that are musicians, and they're all like you. You know what I mean? And
What was the band name?
the band name is All That Suffer. That's my metal band that I have currently going, kind of type thing off the side. We did some shows and stuff. Actually, I almost died on stage because of my hernia, because I had from jujitsu, right? I popped 2 hernias at the time, training, rolling around, and then so last September I just did my last hernia for my inguinal, and but on stage we were playing one of the shows. I thought I was gonna die. Actually, I was strangulated. My hernia strangulated in my guts, and I was actually ambulanced from the fucking show to the hospital, and where the doctor couldn't even fix me at the time. So 6 hours I'm laying in the hospital bed. I'm thinking, shit, strangling. I can't breathe. I think I'm dying here. And when you strangulate on a hernia, you can definitely die. You start getting poison in your body, and you can't. Everything just starts septic and shit. I don't know how it works, but. And then all of a sudden it just went in. It actually settled itself, and then I was okay. And then they couldn't do any emergency surgery on me because I had internal bleeding from strangulating. So that kind of postponed that. Then I had to wait for another year before I can get in because of COVID. Now I couldn't even get into the surgery to fix myself. So I had to record some of the darkest tunes and the most meaningful tunes during this time while I'm trying to heal. And in this band here, All That Suffer. Here it is. Yep, that's the logo I created for our band, and there's probably some stage show pictures.
I think we all made a meme with this year. I made one as well.
Who didn't use that one, right?
It's a great meme. Every year there's one of those, man, where you can just fill in the blank, and they're always fun. Good God, now I've been completely thrown off. You know what? I want to get in another song before we play our last song, do the final wrap up, because we're getting to the end. So let's do that. Let me bring the camera back up here. I want to play this one because I love this one. This is called Drown Me. Do you want to tell us a bit about this before I play it?
Yeah, because suffocating in life, when you got a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, people feel like they're drowning. They just don't know what to do. You're looking for a way out. Some people have that feeling inside of them. It's anxiety. It's one of the people don't understand the levels of anxiety that people can have, and it can actually take you right down. And this is kind of a thing that I had to write because I do have that. I have this anxiety. Sometimes I beat myself up over certain stupid things and that, and I get really isolated. I isolate myself, and that's how I do the music that I do. I really separate myself from a lot of people and a lot of things, and just get in there and feel it. But yeah, that's what the whole basis is. People who feel like they're drowning, they're suffocating in life. There's actually, I kind of reverse the psychology of drown me, give it all to me, take everything away from me so I can't escape this. And that's what you're going to hear in the lyrics for this. That's what totally it means.
Let's do it.
Boom.
Let's do it.
Take this life from me. Take this world from me. So now I can't escape.
Powerful, man. It's like WWE over there for fucking
Oh,
dogs.
it's chaos over here.
Man,
My world.
welcome to the world of Kid Kane.
That's it.
All right.
Yeah, no, that's such a good deep song.
Yeah.
A lot of elements in that song for sure. DjLenny's got some crazy guitar riffs and awesome solos, and I everything he's done. My heart's out for him and his mom and everything else, because her mom watched us write the first tune. It's called Old Skull, when we sat there and we were like 8 years old, and I wrote this song. He was playing guitar and I just started singing Old Skull, rotted 6 feet under, and that we stuck with that kind of riff, and we kind of blended from that whole song today, and it still sticks with us. That we go back, we talk about Old Skull. It's like, yeah, remember when you were 8? Wrote that song, we could never finish it.
Just want to thank my friend Pookie for the gifted membership she gave earlier. She's heading home now.
Pookie,
We love you, Pookie. Drive safe
love
and all
you.
of that.
Oh yeah, drive safe, Pooks. Thank you.
Do you have any advice for people? All right, just because, you're somebody who's clearly gone through a hell of a lot of adversity, and I really respect you too, that you've come out on top and still like have the power to move on. I mean, it's really hard. We live in times that are very challenging. Yeah, let's just keep it at that for now. It seems we're being pulled here and pulled there, and people want us to be scared and all this stuff. Do you have any advice for people on how to navigate through the minefield of dog shit that the world is throwing at us to get to a place of peace?
Totally. Question everything, and don't trust everything. The problem is that people are too trusting in, and they'll follow, like, I'm not going to be rude about it, but they follow like the other group is doing it. There's a name for it. I just don't want to say it because it's kind of rude, but it's follow the leader type thing. This guy, my neighbor's doing it, so I'm going to do it. Be yourself and question everything, because whatever fits for your neighbor or your friend that's doing it may not be fit for you. So, I mean, that's at the end of the day, you all got to just be yourself, never change. That's the other thing I tell a lot of people. Because when you totally notice that they are themselves, you can feel their total vibe, their energy, and they're not into the same category as every person that's following the next thing that's out there. So basically, you got to just be yourself, and that's all I've ever been. I'm going to be, if people don't like me for who I am, whatever I am and how I be, that's okay. I'm not out for everybody, but I'm here, for a good time, and not for a long time, because we don't live forever, but and I want to stamp the world. And that's the thing with music, because it's the only thing that brings everybody together. And more that I can do that and get my music out there to the masses is kind of just the next thing. You only got one shot to do it. And I had to kind of change my game up to be diverse. I had to write all styles. Like, I also got videos out there that are beats, just straight beats, because I actually used to take time to write kick-ass beats, and that's why I put it into some of the music with Lenny that I do. But then there's separating music, like Insomnia, like my video for Insomnia, or if you ever check out one of my video for Clones, it's one of the most craziest fucking videos I've ever done, and it's all like minimal tech. It's all minimal tech kind of stuff. But again, if anybody who understands that kind of minimal tech kind of era, you'd be like, it's really respectful. It's hard to get into that kind of writing, because not everybody can write that kind of style. You know what I mean? But I challenge myself, and that's where you got to be. You got to challenge yourself, and you got to just be yourself, and always question everything.
We talked about this earlier before I hit you with the two final questions that I hit everybody with. You had music available on streaming services, and it's no longer there anymore. And I was like searching and searching. So why isn't it there? And is it going to come back? Are we going to see your music back on Spotify and all the usual places?
For sure, I was part of DistroKid when it came out. I was doing the slaps and that, and then YouTube has always been my foundation right here. Come on. And, they're just going nuts right now, but I'll put the number after this and shit. But, okay, come on, baby. Come on, don't kill each other today. Don't kill each other. So anyways, yeah, so like I put, I did DistroKid, but then I took it off because Topic becomes a stamp and then people can't play your music. It actually copyrights your music. So I'm like, okay, whoa. Now if I send it out and I want it to be played, or if I want to play a live, my music on live, I don't want to be copywriting my own music. So I figured I don't want anybody to own it until I'm ready to have it owned, right? So I think that's kind of like Bandcamp did it for me. So Bandcamp, I think every musician should actually do an album on Bandcamp. And then when they're ready, get that DistroKid rocking. Because if I did it too early, that now all the new people that were following me on the Bandcamp, I'd be missing them on the DistroKid and the Spotify and all that. So now that I'm catching all the plays, like kind of more people are discovering the music about the artist on like a simple thing like Bandcamp, where it's accessible. You can buy albums, you can do digital, you can put it up there. It's so awesome and creative. You have total control. But when you pop it out with DistroKid, now it's going out to China, Japan. It's going out to here and here and there. And now you don't have 100% control of your music. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I just kind of got a little bit worried. So I pulled it off, but I am definitely going back to DistroKid, but I want to build it up here first and then bring everybody. So when it's ready, then I've got it, which I'm there now. I feel like I've got enough music and I've got enough tunes that I can just put singles out, single out on, or albums, full albums right back at it. Because ever since I did it, I've written so much more music now, you know?
Yeah.
So that's where I was at. And I loved it because DistroKid had some great promotional tools that you could use when you started logging in. Here comes a promotional tool you could use. And then I started using those promotional tools and they were kick ass. I loved it. You look like your CD, your album's on a CD, and you can put 6 songs together and it replays. And I could do that in my video, but it was actually more geared for your album, what DistroKid did. So I really love that.
Well, you say this, and now, I don't know, since you've probably left, see here, and I know I'm a shill for DistroKid because they sponsor me, but if you see here, it says YouTube official channel artist. You can click on this now in DistroKid, and you can link your YouTube to, and it will turn your channel into an official music channel. So you'll no longer have the topic channel. All your music will go directly to your channel.
Wow, see, that's see,
and you just choose an artist. It takes a couple of weeks to set up. In Gary Hubbs's case, it took 25 months, but that's a rare occasion. But no, so yeah, it'll blend all that topic stuff into your YouTube channel, and your YouTube channel will become an official music channel, and then you'll be really good to go then. And you know, with the copyright stuff, when you upload new music, it won't get claims. So you won't get claimed unless you pay for it. Right at the bottom when you sign up here, I think it says here, you've got to pay content ID. If you want content ID, you've actually got to pay for it. So, you know, you should be right there. But we hope to see you back having your music there.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think now that I like that, it has more options than when I started.
Way more.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's linking the right tools, which I didn't have at my discretion there.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. Now that's enticing me to do it. And now I may be ready. Maybe I'll reach out to you maybe one time next week. Maybe you can go through some things with me about it. And
absolutely.
Probably set it up.
If you sign up with my code there, you'll get 7% off your first year as well.
Wow, let's go.
Hey, we're shilling like bitches now. All right, we got to get out of here. So we're going to hit you with the last 2 questions that I hit everybody with. Kid Kane, if you were stuck on a desert island and you didn't have a soccer ball to talk to, what would be the one album you would keep with you to entertain you on that desert island?
Oh, it has to be Nazareth. Greatest hits.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Awesome. All right. My final question for you today before we go out and play our final track is if you had to give advice to somebody starting out making music or just being creative, when do you think would be the best time for them to start?
Yeah, but obviously the best time to start is when you're comfortable and ready to do it, you know, because a lot of people get nervous, but get in it, do it, just start it, and you'll see that things will just take off. Come join Jade Starr here at on her channel, and she'll help you guide you right path, you know. There you go. Or Metalhead Hippie, you can go on to Thomas Christ Show. We got some great community members here that are just, they're gonna love the shit out of when you do start, and they're gonna promote it for you every time you want to promote it. Get fucking doing it. Let's go.
I can't agree more. Look, let's do the shilling stuff now. Tomorrow, folks, here on the channel, Walk With Me is back. The show's not up yet, but watch for it in the next 10 hours. It'll be available. Walk With Me is finally back, and I'll be walking through Melbourne's laneways and showing you graffiti and all this crazy shit that I filmed last week. So hopefully you can come and join me tomorrow around the same time as what the show starts for the premiere, opening hour, all that stuff. I haven't decided what I'm doing for opening hour this week. There will also be coming up here on the channel, if you are a Wart Warrior member, not this Sunday, but next Sunday, we're doing a roast. So the link will be up for members to send your songs in. I think it's what's the date that it's happening? The roast is happening US time. It will be the 14th, Sunday the 14th. Me, Russ, and Russ's mum will roast the shit out of your songs and tell you exactly how much you suck. So if you want to be a part of that, you can do it. It's all in good fun, so it's not serious, trust me on that. But that is coming up. We have, as we said today, we've got this release that has just gone live today for you guys here. Here it is, KIDDKAIN Forever. It's $5 Canadian. So make sure you go over and grab this. I've posted the link a bunch of times. I will put it in the description. Make sure you head over. I'll see if do I still have the link? Yep, there it is one more time. Please go over and subscribe to our friend KIDDKAIN, who makes incredible music. And as you've discovered today, he's a bit of a goddamn legend. He's a rock star. He just looks like a fucking rock star. And he is, and he's a beautiful soul. So thank you so much, KIDDKAIN, for going on today with me. Is there anything you want to say to everybody before we...
Yeah, everybody, you know, I've touched base with a lot of people, and I just want to say, you know, you're loved by me, and anything that you need, I'm just a message away. Anybody, and I mean it. You can message me anything you're down. You want to talk music, you want to jam with me, let's go. I want to collab 2024. Let's roll with it, baby.
Yeah. We're going to go out with a song you may have heard. I don't know. It's done the rounds a little bit. You may or may not have heard it. It's by Frank Turzo, and you did a cover of this. Do you want to tell us a little bit about this collab before I play it right now?
Oh, the best of the... I'm telling you, this Frank Turzo just wrote an incredible song. He reached out to me in the backstages. We talked about it with folk punk. We had a first vision to kind of do it a certain way, and then we're like, you know, what if we get other musicians doing it? He was like, yes, I want other musicians to get going on it. He set it all up for that. I was just going to put a couple musicians on with me and Frank, and then I realized, you know what, I'm going to reach out to a couple of cats and that are awesome in here, and see if they can do it, and they want to do it if they have time. Everyone's got busy schedules, so I respected their time, whatever it took, and no rush. And even Ed B Metal, he's a metal guy, but he broke down. Listen to that bass, Ed B. You did such a phenomenal job, brother. My heart, bro. He's my neighbor across to the United States way, right? So thank you, Ed B. Thank you, Colorful. You're always one of the most soulful person to reach out to. You rock. 15th Ben blew it away at the end there. He had his perfect spot for it. It just gives you chills when he come in. DjLenny, he's got the two solos that just paints the picture with the song. Just amazing, you know, to collaborate everybody on it. Frank Turzo. Who else we got? We got Sylvia Blazer on it with the flutes, and she's just amazing. Just the flutes that she does, just fucking next level. I just love her music. Thank you for coming out and reaching out to me and getting on board. She was like one of the first ones had it done. I was like, oh, that's perfect. So then we used the flutes throughout the song, and then it painted everybody else could layer on that with that sound. That was kind of the feel of it. That was so perfect. So everybody who got on board with it, I want to just thank you and thank Frank for letting us roll with it. I just kind of I put the keys on it as well and did the backup vocals, but it's Frank's song, and we had to just make it shine, you know, together in the community. And I'm glad that everybody who wanted to do it got their opportunity, and it all kicks ass. Everybody who did a version of it, man, I'm telling you, you all did incredible. It gives me chills even hearing everybody's versions. Well and Kind, it's everybody's. I'm telling you, I could list everybody's because I remember who did all this, but I'd be here forever all night, keeping you up all night. We got everybody almost did it.
All right, let's do it. Let's play it. Thank you so much, KIDDKAIN. Love you lots. If you want to hang out just until the show's finished so I can say goodbye to you off the air, that'd be rad as well.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Let's do it, folks. Do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better. We'll all rise together. Yeah.
Let's be amazing together.
Let's urge. This is New World by the Man of the Year, Frank Terzo, and the gang that you just heard. Let's do it right now. Oh, yeah.
somebody. This is the world's wars against you and me.
We'll all rise together, 'cause you make me shine better.